Soldiers of the armed forces of the Chechen Republic of Ichkeria, who are fighting alongside Ukrainian units of the Main Intelligence Directorate, harshly responded to Ramzan Kadyrov after his threats to meet face-to-face with the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Commander Abdul-Khakim Azhiyev recorded a video in which he publicly challenged Putin's protégé to a real meeting and specified the location. Following a Ukrainian drone strike on a high-rise building in Grozny, located just 800 meters from his residence, Kadirov demanded in a video message that Ukrainian troops identify a meeting place. He declared, "If you are men, identify a point where we can meet face to face." The response was unexpected and blunt. The armed forces of the Chechen Republic of Ichkeria, a HUR unit fighting alongside the Shaman Bat, recorded a statement that has already been distributed through Ukrainian and Chechen channels. Abdul-Khakim Azhiyev, one of the most experienced Chechen commanders, a veteran of the Second Chechen War, fighting in Syria, and operations in Bakhmut, Belgorod, and Bryansk oblasts, stated, "Kadyrov, you wanted a location. This is our location. You wanted to look us in the eyes, here we are. Come on, come. Let's look at each other's eyes. You like to talk like men, don't you? We're ready." In simple terms, the Ichkerian fighters didn't just accept the challenge, they made Kadyrov look ridiculous. Now he'll either come back or hide behind federal troops and TikTok battalions again, as he has for the past 2 years of war. On December 5, explosions rocked Grozny. A drone struck a skyscraper in the Grozny city complex, just a few hundred meters from Kadyrov's residence and next to the FSB headquarters. The damage was severe, and the building's facade was torn apart by the impact. Russian media initially tried to conceal the consequences, then began talking about air defenses at work, but photos from the site of the destruction speak for themselves. Ukrainian intelligence notes that Kadyrov's reaction is a nervous breakdown, given that the strikes are reaching his fiefdom, which he considered inviolable. Media previously reported that Kadyrov is preparing to resign. He is in a major conflict with Putin over his son. Emerging details about plans to transfer power to his son, contacts with Qatar, and pressure on Kadyrov's allies could signal the beginning of a new round of confrontation. Experts believe Russia risks engaging in a third Chechen war, this time within itself. Chechnya has long been perceived as a distinct entity, still within Russia. Against the backdrop of weakening centralized power and growing contradictions, the situation has begun to resemble preparations for a large-scale political and security conflict. Sources for the VCHKOGPU investigative project: there are reports of a serious rift between the Kremlin and Kadyrov, caused by his intention to transfer power in the republic to his 17-year-old son Adam. One source claims to have seen Kadyrov in person 7 days ago. He says that if things continue as they are, the Chechen leader will soon be unable to fulfill his duties, even partially, due to health issues. Therefore, he is actively seeking a way to preserve his assets, control over Chechnya, and the safety of his family. According to sources, during his last informal meeting with Putin, Kadyrov openly stated his desire to see Adam as his successor. However, the Kremlin categorically refused. After this, according to sources, Kadyrov began secret negotiations with the leadership of Qatar, where 2 of his closest confidants are already located. As Kadyrov's health worsened, his inner circle began actively restructuring the internal mechanisms of governance in Chechnya. An unofficial ban was imposed on Chechen security forces and racketeers operating outside the region. Kadyrov's closest ally, State Duma Deputy Adam Delimkanov, was made aware that any involvement in the showdown in the capital could result in the resurfacing of old, forgotten cases.
Кадыров, ты же хотел локацию. Вот наша локация. Ты хотел в глаза посмотреть. Вот мы здесь. Давай. Приезжай. Посмотрим в глаза. Ты же любишь говорить там по-мужски разобраться. Мы готовы, мы согласны. Приедь, встретимся, поговорим. Ты говоришь там ВСУ, там Зеленский. Не Зеленский убил твоего отца, а Путин. К нему обращайся. И наш народ чеченский, русские убивали, а не украинцы. Когда ты отправлял чеченцев в Украину, ты должен был знать, что тебе ответка будет. Тебе дроны летят из-за того, что ты чеченцев отправляешь в Украину. Вы же с отцом всегда говорили, что вы хотите спасти наш народ. А где сейчас ваши слова? Приедьте, поговорим, увидим, как вы воюете, что вы сделаете. Надеюсь, что это не пустые слова были твои, как обычно, пустозвон. Давай, мы готовы, увидимся, посмотрим, что вы сделаете. И не забывай, мы до тебя дотянемся и дотягиваем сегодня. Аллаху Акбар.
As Syrians are celebrating the first anniversary of overthrow of former Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad, several sensitive videos featuring him have been leaked on social media. The videos show Bashar al-Assad talking privately with his former advisor Luna al-Shibl about Russian President Vladimir Putin, Syria, and other sensitive topics. In one of the clips, Assad and his former advisor mock Russian President Vladimir Putin's appearance. In the video, Luna al-Shibl asks Assad, "Did you see how bloated Putin is?" To which Assad responds, "It's all surgeries." Luna al-Shibl says, "Yes, everything about Putin is procedures. He's 65 years old, that clip exposed him badly." The date of the video recording is unknown. The former Syrian leader was driving a car when the video was taken. Al Arabiya reported that the leaked material had been kept inside the presidential palace in an envelope marked "Top Secret," along with personal documents belonging to al-Shibl. It should be noted that Assad had taken refuge in Moscow after being ousted by opposition forces last year. Russia has been backing Assad's regime throughout the Syrian conflict and was Syria's key ally during Assad's regime. Another leaked video shows Assad mocking the people of Syria, saying they spend on mosques but can't even afford food. In yet another video, Assad comments on a situation in Syria, saying, "I just don't feel ashamed, I feel disgusted." In another video, Assad makes harsh comments about Bucha, the site of a major chemical weapons attack in August 2013 carried out by his forces. As al-Shibl informs Assad that they are crossing Bucha, the former president says, "May God curse Bucha, it needs slaughter." Bashar al-Assad had ruled Syria from 2000 and was overthrown after rebels captured capital Damascus last year.
شفتوا لك بوتين قديش نافخ؟
هذا عمليات؟
كله عمليات، عمره 65 سنة. هذا الفيلم فاضح كتير.